Well, hey friends, I'm Shannon Keebler with Empower Consulting, and this quick video is just to show you as the teacher how to navigate between the notes feature between student and teacher in the student activity book. This is specifically for using Things Central for the 2015 California edition of Math Expressions. Okay, so I'm logged in as a student. When students log in, this is the dashboard they see. They see their things to do, they see their library, and then their scores. So if I want students to go in and answer in their student activity book, I'm going to click on my library. And when I click on my library, now I can see all the resources that I have access to. And one of those resources is called the student activity book. So I'm going to click on the student activity book, and keep in mind I'm logged in as a student right now. And as I open this, you can see here that I'm on a Unit 1 test, a review test. So let's just say you ask students to navigate to a particular page. Remember that up here at the top of the toolbar, I can go to a particular page. So you could assign page 33, let's say, if that was the page you wanted them to do. Or you could go over to the left-hand side and go to Contents, and then you can click on the big ideas, the specific lessons, the specific units, so on and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and stay here on page 33, and I'm clicking this little bookmark up in the upper right hand corner just for my own sake. When I come back to this lesson, I want to be able to be on the same page. So now I'm going to go to my notes in the left hand section, and you can see that I already have made some notes here. And so I'm going to do add note, which is at the bottom, because I want a note for page 33. And now this is where I can write some notes, highlight, etc. And so I could write number 1, and I could say my partners were 5 plus 4, and that my total is 9. Okay, so I could say, do I do all the problems? Or, I could create a story problem, whatever it might be. Notice that when they're in their student activity book, they also have these sound bites. So they can push the sound and it will read to them this direction, or down here, it will read the story problem to them and the direction. Now, I'm going to see if I can get my screen here to go. There we go. I'm going to go a little slower, shorter, just because I want you to see at the bottom of my screen where I'm circling. Now it says, do I want that to be added to my notebook? And I do, because I need this to show up in my teacher's notebook, and I want to be able to open up my notebook possibly at another time as the student to see all my notes. So I'm going to say, yes, I want it to be a notebook. You can say, students, I want you to add tag, the tag for today, let's just say, is 4/7/20, and you say you want to tag it with the name, or you want to tag it with student work or homework. You could of course create any tag you want, and then, or no tag at all. And I'm going to do save. Right, so now that I'm saved, you can see that page 33 has some notes. I had some notes yesterday as well. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to go ahead and log out. So I'm going to close this, my student activity book, and I'm going to log out, and then I'm going to log back in as a teacher. So now you can see I've logged in as a teacher, and I've clicked first grade, which is the grades that my student was in. I am in the California version of Math Expressions, which is the 2015 copyright. And so now I can go over here to my student activity book, and I'm going to click that because I want to go to the same place that my students were in. And as I'm in my student activity book now, I'm actually going to go ahead and migrate to the same place that I was. In fact, actually, before I do that, on the right-hand side, on the upper right-hand corner, you can see where it says My Classes. It's cut off just a little bit on your screen. But I'm going to click My Classes, and I'm going to click the name of my class, which is Practice Little, and then I'm going to click My Student. Now, you would have an entire roster of students here. This is just a practice class with a practice student, so the name of my student is also Little Practice. And if I click the name of my student, now I'm going to come over here to my notes, and you can see that it tells me where the notes were at. So there were notes that were made yesterday by different students, and now there was a note that was made today on page 33. So when I click that, I now see this particular student's work, and they wrote number 1, they wrote their work here, and now at the bottom it says write my comment here. So now I can write a comment of nice work in here. There we go, nice work. Draw a proof picture in Seesaw, or I can give another direction or whatever I want here. Yes, do all the problems. Whatever it is that I want to send to that student, and then I'm going to push save. Now that's going to go to my student, and so when my student logs back in, they'll see my note now, my teacher note with theirs. So I can sort by my notes, or I can sort by my teacher notes. So my notes is going to show all those global notes done by this particular student, and my teacher notes, of course, show all the different notes I've given them, and I can click on and see those again. So these other tools that you see up here, the different colors, the highlighter and the circle, those don't work for me. I'm on a PC, and I can't get them to work in the book or in the journal part. I've tried with a touchscreen and a stylus pen, and none of those tend to work for me. So if you've gotten them to work for you, I'd love to know what your trick is and how they work. There is nothing in help guides or not anything on that. So this would at least give students the chance to submit something to you online if you're wanting them to work on their workbook. Otherwise, follow my other video for how to take this image, which is their workbook page, and consider turning it into a Google Doc where they could do maybe a Google Draw, or they could insert some answers actually on the workbook page. So I hope that helps, is at least knowing that you had a feature over here where you can communicate with your classes. Again, this is for the California 2015 version of Math Expressions. Thanks again for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so more teachers like you will see more videos like this. Join me online at empowerlearngrow.com.